Mindset is really important. And so, one thing that I think all of us should stay mindful of is that we should not define who we are by what we have or what we accomplish, because those things can always change, right? So I recently found myself in a situation, as Larick mentioned in our introduction, where I ran for office for the first time. That was not something that I initially saw myself doing. But again, because I've been true to my passions, people in my community actually reached out to me from following me on social media and seeing me live stream my shows and speak or do my Walk in Power Wednesday motivational messages and say, we think you have a lot to offer the community. Would you consider running for office? And I'm like, wait, what? So, and this request came when I was praying for guidance, asking God, what's next? Should I relocate, or you got something else for me here? The point of what I want to share is that, that was back in February when that kind of started. We recently completed the election and I lost. However, social media was a huge tool for me.
Yes.
Because in my journey of running, I developed an injury. The enemy was on me. So from May until this day, I'm still sitting here with an open wound on my ankle that's healing. But despite that, I was hospitalized 3 times in the course of my campaign for a week each time. And then when I got out of the hospital, I could not be knocking on doors. Even when I was getting signatures, the wound had started, and then it got a staph infection, and I'm getting these 200 petitions because the Board of Elections is not going to change the due date. And I said I was going to do this. Through social media, I was able to create a campaign page with more than 300 followers. As a first-timer coming against an incumbent, I got literally exactly almost half the amount of votes that my opponent got.
Wow. So
I share that just to say anything that we use as a tool in life is always going to be reflective of our mindset. And so with social media, I think you have to go into it with what is your purpose and what is your why? I can tell you I have loved ones who are making hundreds of dollars a day on TikTok sharing their gifts, and people are gifting them.
Yep.
More than what that person might make at a job. But it's because he has a purpose of why he's using TikTok and a plan on what he's trying to achieve. And it all goes back to what value are you providing people? We now live in a post-COVID world.
Yeah.
So the truth is you need to know how to function in a non-physical space to kind of survive in this new environment that we find ourselves.
Exactly.
But you have to strengthen your inner self so much that your self-esteem is not tied into likes or shares. Right? You want to use shares and likes to maybe impact converting customers or supporting your brick and mortar business, right? Or your click and order business.
Right.
So I think the key thing is no matter what tool may be the trend or the fad at the time, you have to build a strong self and take that mindset into everything that you do. Social media can be a very, very, very powerful tool, but it's going to be reflective of what you bring into it and how you use it.
That's good. That's good.
I was going to say, we could just end right there.
Very well. So we talked about mindset and also just health. A couple of your responses indicated the importance of health. And sometimes when we think about health, we only think about our physical health. So a lot of times the obstacle to entrepreneurship is not having insurance. Where am I going to get the insurance? I don't have any benefits. And then that kind of stops some people from leaving a corporate job or a cushy job, and you may have heard it said, because you have all these benefits plus the salary. So as you all have stepped out into entrepreneurship, faced obstacles, understand the importance of a certain mindset, how do you, and what priority do you put on your overall physical health? And when I say overall, it's also inclusive of mental health. Is that a part of your regimen for your healthy living? And if not, how do you intend to include it? And we'll start with you, Lee, and then come back this way. How about that?
I believe that it is a trifecta, so in my opinion, and it is the mind, the body, and the spirit or the soul, or whatever your belief is. I believe they all intertwine together, and that they assist and help each other. So I do, but I